Hello guys and welcome to episode 3 of Baker's Chatcast, and today I am joined by the one and only Daryl Johnson, also known as Dazzer's Football Stand on YouTube. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and even comment if you can be bothered. How are you, Daryl, and how's lockdown been for you so far?
It's been tough, I think we can all say that. Apart from that being fine, or as good as can be, really.
Yeah, it's a tricky situation because obviously we can't do anything. We can't go to footy, but it is what it is. At least we can watch the matches, but hopefully soon, one day, we'll be back there. But whether it's Marske or Borough first, hopefully we'll have some sort of footy back sometime soon in a hopeful world.
Yeah, very true, yeah. It's always good to be at the football games. Football's never the same without fans. I mean, I was watching the Club World Cup final, and there was actually fans in the stadium in Qatar. So I think it just depends on, like what restrictions your country's got this time of year. But for us, it's just it seems to be like a daily basis now. No football, having to watch things at home and stuff. It's very strange actually, but I think the longer we've gone, I think the more I've got used to it really.
Because I watched the American Super Bowl last weekend, and I don't know about you, but they had a full stadium. With
I don't watch the Super Bowl, mate.
I got to admit myself, I'm not really a fan of NFL. I couldn't understand a thing about it, but I thought I'll stick it on, and they had a full stadium. I couldn't believe it. But like you said, it depends on restrictions. My first topic I want to cover with you today, Daryl, is Borough. How do you think the season's going under Warnock so far? And after this January transfer window, do you think the squad's good enough to challenge for the playoffs?
I think if you compare it to last season, I think last season, was just disastrous.
Yeah.
And that's not in any disrespect to John Woodgate. He's a fantastic guy, but he is not a manager. And I think the pressure got to him, pressure told. As we were getting later on in the season, and we were still trying to survive relegation at the point. Warnock came in. I think bringing him in was a brilliant decision by Steve Gibson, I have to admit, because he gave the team a bit of a kick in the backside, and we were starting to pick up results at important times. This season, I think we've been really good this season. I really do think it's been much better. I think Neil Warnock, he obviously being a championship manager, a man that's won promotions with many teams, he knows what he's doing, he knows how to train the lads properly, and, if need be, he'll give the lads a good kick in the backside, but, no, I think Neil Warnock's a really good manager, and I think this season's been really good. I find it disappointing that we're not in the playoffs, but if you told me at the start of the season that we'd be 7th for a big majority of the season, I'd say fair enough, but I at the start of the season predicted 8th because I didn't think the team we had at the start of the season, I didn't think were good enough to push for promotion or push for playoffs.
Definitely.
And at the minute, we bought some good signings in. Mendes Lang, who's he had a 3-month ban or something back at the end of November, so we were lucky that we managed to get him. Really good player. Obviously, the Sombalonga, bit hit and miss with him. There was stuff going on about whether he's going to go to Bristol City or not. That didn't happen. Yannick Bolasie, what a signing he's going to be. I'm absolutely buzzing to have him. And a lot of other players as well. Cabano as well, will be signed as well. I haven't seen much of him, to be honest, but by the sounds of it, he's a good player. So I think we've got a much stronger squad now than we did at the start of the season. So as long as they're starting to pick up results at home, because our home form recently has been rather poor recently. I don't know what's happened to us. We're barely scoring at home.
Yeah.
And if we can pick up the home form, keep plugging away at results, then I think we'll do fine this season. I think we can push for the playoffs last minute, but do I think we're going to get there? It remains a mystery, really.
On to that, I was going to ask you, what do you think we need to improve in order to get there? Because obviously we've signed some good players, but it's about winning now, I think. Because we got beat at home to Rotherham 3-0, and there was no excuses for that result, really.
That was appalling.
There's been a few other poor home ones. Blackburn was a defeat, and there's been a couple of others as well. But I think now it's important that we start winning to get back on track to fight for the playoffs now, because it's. I know there's still a lot of games left, but we can't fall too many points behind. And I don't know about you, but I think we have to start winning now.
Oh yeah, true. I think our form in front of goal, especially recently, has been disappointing. We've had some, clear-cut chances. We had a lot of them against Brentford, some really great chances, and we probably unlucky to lose 4-1. I thought we could have got a few more goals actually, but it's our form in front of goal and it's our defending that really costs us. Because we get caught in the counter-attack, we tend to concede. That Blackburn game, I thought when Dale Fye went off injured, absolutely horrific injury though. I think without Dale Fye, we struggled defensively. Mark Bowler, I think, is a really good player on the left-hand side. There's been times where he's been hit and miss, but I think our players in general, I think a lot of our players are currently low in confidence at the minute, obviously given the recent form. But the addition of Balassi, I thought when he played against Norwich, I thought he was really good. There was times where he was a bit quiet, didn't get enough of the ball times, but he was causing problems. That Darnell Fisher as well, I was going to mention as well. He's been quite good defensively as well. Had a bit of an off game against Brentford. I think most of the defence did. But if we can start defending properly and we keep working on training ground and then find some form in front of goal, then we can definitely climb up the table a lot more. But I don't know what's going on with Bournemouth. I mean, everyone expected Bournemouth to be high flying.
Top of the, yeah.
I think, I'm going to say it now, I think a lot of the teams who come down from the Premier League, they underestimate just how tough this league is. People think, it's the Championship, will absolutely smash the league and stuff. But it's a lot harder than people think. I mean, I didn't expect Bournemouth to be 6th at the minute and having to sack their manager. But Jonathan Woodgate's actually done quite well for them so far. No, I agree with you. As long as we're not, falling behind by a lot more points, then I think we'll be fine. It's mainly Bournemouth really that we have to worry about. Apart from that, the other teams, we're not too worried about. Think about one team, then think about another one. It's so tight at the minute. I mean, it's anyone's game for the playoffs, really, isn't it?
I agree with you as well about underestimating the league, because you've seen it plenty of times. We came down, our first season, 17-18 season, Gary Monk came and spent 50 million, signed players such as Britt Sombolonga, Martin Braithwaite, other massive players for our division. And everyone thought, Borough have spent 50 million, they're going to win the league, but we didn't. And
what about Sunderland?
Yeah, exactly. Because they are a massive club, and they would have been favourites to go up that season, and they went down to League One. It's all about getting the right team and clicking in the Championship. Because the 18-19 season, if you look at Norwich City, Timo Pukki, a free player, Emiliano Buendia, that team just clicked, played good football, and smashed the division. And they spent.
Do you think it's all down to having the right manager as well?
Yeah, I think you've got to have a good manager, and that's why I'm glad we've got Warnock in now, because he's an experienced Championship manager, and I think he'll just do a good job for us in the coming seasons, if he's still here, that is.
Yeah, very true, yeah.
My next question is, Darryl, as a whole, while you've been supporting Borough, do you have a favourite memory while you've been supporting the club?
I mean, I've been involved for all my life, but I wasn't really watching football as such until 2006 onwards, because I wasn't born until 2002, but the biggest memory I think for most Borough fans is the 2004 and 2006 Cups, the Carling Cup final 2004, which we won against Bolton, and also the 2006 UEFA Cup. I mean, that was that was extraordinary. I don't think I'd ever known Borough come back twice from 3 goals down and win 4-3. It was just absolutely amazing. The Varsons started to look arrested. I'll say it now, my dad's already told me many times that is his favourite moment as a Borough fan. There's obviously when we beat Manchester City 8-1 and 5-1. 8-1, sorry. And of course, you have to say this promotion back to the Prem in 2016.
Yeah.
I tell you what, those 8 minutes of added time felt like an eternity.
Felt like a whole 90 minutes. Did you go on the pitch?
No, because I was having problems. I was having problems with my toes. Let's just say I'm not going into details.
Yeah.
At the time, so I didn't want to get hurt or anything by doing that. So my dad wouldn't let me go on anyway. So simple as that.
So we're going to move on to Marske United now. Obviously, I've seen you at the games. We come and talk to you. How long is it right that you've been going 2 years? If I'm right.
I would say about that. The first game I went to, I think, I can't even remember which team it was, but one of the players, one of the opposition players, came over and said, "Is that Alan Carr?"
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember which team it was now.
Was it?
Pontefract Collieries.
Yeah, I think that was it. I think it was one of them Yorkshire teams.
How far are we going back? Yeah, it probably was 2 years. I'd have to have a look on my channel and see when that actual vlog was, because I would say it was like 17, 18, or maybe 18, 19. It was 1 or 2. But I can't remember off the top of my head. It's been that long. And I've got on with the club now. We know all the players. We know the manager.
Yeah.
And obviously people at the club as well. We've got on well in the past 2 years, so it's really good. But I'm pretty sure Pontefract was the first game, and I think it was 1-1. Difficult to remember.
I think as soon as I said that to you, is that Alan Carr, you must have thought to yourself, this is non-league either. The players just do not care what they're saying.
I'll tell you what my reply was. I was like, really, lads?
Yeah.
I mean, I look nothing like Alan Carr. I've got more hair to start off.
Yeah. And we actually, the last time we could manage to go to a game before the lockdown again, we actually commentated together, didn't we? Against Warrington Town.
That was the game in the FH Trophy. I can't remember who it was against. I know we won 3-1.
Warrington.
Warrington, that's who it was. I couldn't remember that. Yes. It was good fun. It was difficult because I'm sure it's the same for you, that it's the first time that we've actually done commentary like outside, about.
Yeah.
It's different for me because whenever I do commentary on YouTube, I'm pausing a lot to look at the live chat and read the comments. It's different when you're actually out there doing it. You're having to literally describe what's going on at the same time.
Because you're live as well.
Rather than having the help of using the commentary team on the TV as well. So it's difficult, but I think once, it'll be the same for us too, once we got going, we started to feel a bit better doing it, and we picked it up a bit. But it's going to take time, we need a bit more experience on it. And I think within the next couple of years we should be fine doing it, I'd say.
And I don't think the conditions that night helped either, when it was the boggiest pitch I think I've ever seen, and it was tanking down and it was Baltic.
I don't know how that game even went on. It was a bit bizarre. I also remember one of the referees in that game was actually Matthew from Goals.
Yeah, I remember we pointed that out when he was. That was just a ref from Goals. And then when they dropped the ball on the pitch, you just seen all the bog spray up, and we were like, how the hell has this gone ahead?
I think everyone there was actually asking that. I have to say though, I'm sure you won't mind me saying this, but I have to say fair play to the other lads, by the way, the Yellow Warrior lads.
Oh yeah.
They were stood up a tree watching the game, and it was peeing down, and I'm like, are they either brave or stupid? It's 1 to 2 really, but fair play to them.
And we were under the stand as well, and we were even freezing, so.
I was still getting soaked.
Yeah. Fair play to them. How did you start supporting non-league football? What made you start going to the Marske matches, and what made you get into them?
I got told by Joe about a team, and I was like, because I asked him first because I noticed when he was doing stuff on his channel, he was doing vlogs continuously for the Marske, and I was like, seems like an interesting team, and it's not far away. So I asked him who Marske are, blah blah blah, and he actually he asked me if I wanted to go to a game at some point. I was like, oh well, why not? So I went to the one game against Pontiac Collieries and enjoyed it. Actually, I rather enjoyed it. It was certainly different. You were able to actually communicate more with the players rather than just sitting in the stands and not being able to go anywhere near the players and stuff, which is what happened at the Riverside Stadium. But I prefer non-league to big team football. And people might disagree, but I think if you compare the fact that in non-league you're closer to the players, you can actually communicate with them while they're playing and give them tips and stuff on what to do, and as well as the managers. And I've spoken a few times to Carl Chow as well. At the Borough games, you're quite far away from the players, and you're having to shout at the top of your voice in order for them to actually be heard. When at the non-league, you can just talk to them rather quietly, and we'll just hear what you're saying. So you get to encourage them a lot more, which is what I like about non-league.
Because I'm completely with you. I thoroughly enjoyed it when I started going, because we were at a point where we weren't going to the Borough games and we just couldn't do anything. So I thought, when Joe asked me, I thought I'll go down to Marske and see what this is like, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm so glad I started going. And like you say, it's that interaction that you have with the players as well, and it's just like a close-knit community. It's really enjoyable.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's been hard because obviously we've had the COVID situation and stuff. But obviously, before it got halted, there was a fantastic FA Cup run, and we had a really good start at Marske. What were your thoughts on that, and where would you actually like to see the club improve for next season?
I thought the FA Cup one was brilliant. I think we were the first side to win, maybe first or second team ever to win nearly 6 games on the bounce. The game, the fourth round qualifying game, we came up against a better team, and it showed that they're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. But we can take a lot of pride from that. We beat a few teams that no one expected us. Blythe, I didn't expect to beat them. In fairness, Crook, I think if you look at some of the teams we came up against, some are lower division, some are high division. The games against the high division side, you wouldn't have expected to win, but I thought we did well. I thought the players, gave everything. Just fell short, really. I think next season, will we keep half of the players is a question, because obviously with the situations and the financial situations for a lot of the clubs, especially in non-league.
Yeah, without their fans as well.
If we can keep the players and bring in some more quality, then I think we'll be fine. But if we end up losing some of the players, then I think that we could be in for a rough ride next season. So it'll all depend on who we bring in, really.
Yeah. And it's quite hard for non-league clubs, like you say, because they rely on the fans to bring in the money through turnstiles, programs, just everything really. So it's going to be tricky, but fingers crossed, it'll be a good season next year.
Yeah, very true.
Now I'm going to talk about your YouTube channel, Dazzer's Football Stand. You do obviously match vlog, and you obviously usually do Borough, but you haven't done it in a while, obviously, because we haven't been going. You do the Marske matches, but you also do streams, like watching the Manchester United matches, for example, and I think you do Borough, don't you? Could you tell us a little bit more about them streams and what they're about?
It's complicated, because the only times that we actually do the streams is when we can actually watch the games.
Yeah.
So if the game's on Sky Sports, BT Sports, or on TV or something, then we'll watch it. With the Borough games, it's different, because with the away games, obviously with the season ticket, we're able to watch the home games, obviously, every home game on the club website, unless of course they're on the Sky Sports red button or something, and we'll watch it on there. But the away games for the weekends, we would have to pay £10 to watch.
Yeah. Can I just point out that we should be having these away games with the money we're paying for the season ticket? If anyone from Borough's listening.
I don't understand, right? Well, we're allowed to watch. So if the game's on Sky Sports, we're able to watch the midweek away games, but we're not allowed to watch the weekend ones, which I think is a bit complicated. Really, I don't understand it. But no, I've done YouTube for. This is where my YouTube life story comes into it. I've done YouTube since December 2016. We are 4 years and nearly 2 months into it. We've actually are 4 years and 2 months into it. I'll get my words on. But it's been a long journey. It started off just a very small channel. I called it Double Johnson 1. I didn't know what on earth to call it at first. And I've had people ask me loads of questions and, why did I start YouTube, blah, blah, blah. And I'll say, if you want to know that, the whole backstory, I'll tell you.
That's what I was going to ask. How did you get into YouTube and what made you want to start a channel and get into this type of stuff?
It's a good job I had it in the head then. Because what it was, when I was younger, because I've done, you might not know this obviously, because you know me from football, I've done performing arts for the past 16 years.
Yeah.
I started it when I was about 2, with the family, doing family panto and stuff. Since then I've been growing more and more in confidence. I'm not even nervous to go on stage, even in front of 1,000 now. I've never come up to that point, but the biggest crowd I've ever been in front of was like 600, and I had no nerves whatsoever. I've been a big fan of doing comedy. I do comedy myself. Haven't done it for a while though, because obviously, I've not been given any opportunities of all this going on. I just wanted to be in front of the camera quite a lot. I was always known for photo bombing a lot, which is a bad habit because you guarantee, someone like the Gazette or something would be taking a photo and you just see me. Hello. I like photo bombing. It's funny, but hey, it's worked a few times. I've got into the Gazette a few times. But just being in front of the camera and being able to speak to people from around the world, especially those that you don't know, you get to make, good friendships online, well, good virtual friendships actually.
Yeah.
Obviously, I came across Joe as well. He's become a good friend to me. There's a few other people, Scotty B as well. I don't even know what he looks like, I'm not going to lie, but the good thing about the channel is the more it grows, the stronger this very small community becomes. There's only a small community at the minute. We have a lot of regulars. We've got Tom R, Scotty B, you've got loads more others. I could go through the whole list, but there's far too many. And, in the past 4 years, we've got over 1,400 subscribers, which is a lot more than I ever thought. I thought it was going to be a channel that only had like the most 200 subs, and I'd probably end up deleting it or something that would be pointless. And it all started by doing FIFA content. I started doing FIFA content, stuff with mates and stuff, and, I enjoyed that. But throughout the years, I've improved. I started doing streaming. I got shown OBS and stuff, and Streamlabs and other different streaming softwares. And it's been a roller coaster of a journey, but it's been a pleasure, of course. It's always been brilliant to do it. And certainly not something I'm going to give up anytime soon.
Because I was going to say that's fantastic. You've now reached 1,400 followers, and would you say it's about patience? Because I imagine many people will have started a YouTube channel and, like, for example, they haven't made it very big and they've only got about 10 subscribers and they think to themselves, I'm going to delete this soon, it's not going to be worth anything. Was it all about patience for you and waiting?
Yes, there's a few people I know now who are saying, no, I've created a channel, and then about 2 weeks later they'll find out that, they're nowhere near, they've only got like 10 or 20 subs, as you said, and, they're thinking of, deleting the channel. And I'll put it out there for any new YouTubers. It takes a lot of courage to actually do YouTube videos as well as patience.
Yeah.
You have to have a lot of patience. Subscribers do not come flying after a week. look how long it took me to actually get this far. It took me 4 years to actually reach 1,000 subs. I mean, and that is some grinding. I've done at least probably nearly 1,500 uploads / streams at least. And, you know, you just keep plugging away. And you have to do that. Because if you don't, you're never going to succeed on YouTube. Because it's pointless trying to create channels galore. The thing, you know, the idea of having a good channel is you need to be able to create thumbnails. I mean, I'm not going to lie, when I first started using thumbnails, I was getting them off Google Images.
Yeah.
As you do. Nowadays, I got shown by Joe this thumbnail app that I use. You know, I use it now, paid something like $3.99 a year for me, which is quite good actually. And, you know, look at the thumbnails I'm creating now. Brilliant thumbnails these days. I mean, managing to include me and my dad's photos in there as well. So it's, you know, it's all about patience and actually being able to have the courage to do it. But one thing I must say, only do YouTube if you can have the patience, the courage, and the determination in you. Only do it if you want to. If you don't think it's for you, don't do it.
Yeah.
Simple as that, really.
Whereabouts would you like to see your channel in around 5 years' time, for example? Do you want to carry it?
5 years' time.
Yeah. We'll cut that down to 2. Like, do you plan to continue with YouTube, or do you want to use it as like a platform to like succeed in a job you want to do or something?
I'd say it's more of a platform in a minute to try and succeed, because obviously, you know, it's got me into radio. The person who's in charge of the radio station at time at the minute, because of the college internship. So the person in charge of it has actually seen what I do on YouTube and knows that I have the skills and qualities in me to actually be good on the radio.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only been doing radio for the past 3-4 months, and I've already got my own show. So, you know, I had my own show in about 3 weeks, so I've done quite well actually. But it's just a platform to a minute. I was saying, you know, I'm looking at the end, hopefully by the end of Euro 2020, to get to 2,000 subscribers. And I know I know exactly that when I said this at like Christmas time, I said it won't happen. So into February, we've only gained at the most about 20 subs recently. So I said, right, it probably won't happen, but if we can get as close as we can to that, that'd be good. Next 2 years' time, I'd be looking to at least pass that 2K mark and maybe try and build up towards 2.5. I'm only going in small steps at the minute. You get people who are saying, oh, right, well, we reached 1,000 subs, now I want 5,000. So you get people who set very high targets, and
it's all about that.
Completely, it's not gonna happen. So I try and set it in small stages. Normally I tend to do it in like tens and then hundreds and then thousands and etc. But you have to set realistic targets really. But I'm not looking to quit YouTube anytime soon. If I get a full-time job where I'm not going to be, where there's barely going to be any time to do anything on YouTube, then I may have to give in. But I'm going to continue to be determined as ever, and I'm not giving up on it anytime soon, because I absolutely enjoy doing it.
I think fair play to you, and it's got you into that radio show. Can you tell people a little about that? About that show, what time it's on and what radio station?
So I did it today actually, because it's on a Friday. For some reason on the schedule it's got me doing 12 to 1 on Monday as well. So 12 to 1 on Monday I do an hour of music from the 70s, 80s, 90s and the noughties.
Yeah.
So that includes Oasis. I played 2 songs by Oasis today, by the way, for you.
Which 2 were there?
Don't Look Back in Anger and Wonderwall.
Yeah.
The 2 best ones really. The only 2 I know. But no, it's good actually, because I actually have information on the Word document. I do my research during the week while I'm there, on the songs, you know, where it finished in the UK charts. Say like the 2 songs from Oasis, both from What's the Story, Morning Glory.
1995.
And of course, UK number 1 and number 2 hit singles from 1995. That's the sort of thing I do. I do 12 to 1 on a Monday, playing an hour, and that's a bit of a taster of what's to come on a Friday.
Yeah.
Because on a Friday, I do 2 hours, 2 till 4. It's CDFM radio, for those who don't know. It's a radio station based in Middlesbrough, and it is an actual FM radio. A lot of people access it from around the UK and around the world, actually. There's people who've listened in around the world to different shows. Obviously, Liam Martin, I'm sure you know who he is, was listening in from Plymouth earlier on. So we get people listening from all over the place, really. But we don't know. This is the beauty of radio. We don't actually know who's listening into the show.
Yeah.
Unless the people that are listening actually messaging or calling to the show. Apart from that, we don't know who's listening. We don't know how many's listening. That's the beauty of it. So you're basically talking as if you're talking to some invisible person. So
yeah.
you're talking to yourself, or you're just talking to a mic, basically. A bit like what I do on YouTube. So it's similar, but it's different. Apart from this time, I'm playing actual copyrighted music, like on YouTube.
Yeah.
But, no, I enjoy it. It's called Donald's Time Machine because we're going back in time, aren't we? So it makes sense, really. Time travelling. I just play a range of songs from the different eras, and that's really the only thing I can really say about it, really. Apart from enjoy it, and it's just been it's been a long 4 months, but it's been brilliant, and certainly something I'm gonna try and keep plugging away at, as you do.
And it's obviously fantastic that you've got that job, and it just shows what hard work on YouTube can lead you to if you really want to succeed.
Yeah, very true, yeah.
So obviously, Darryl, you're a massive Manchester United fan as well. You have been for a while. Obviously, this season has been a massive one for them. Second in the table, still not quite to the standards of Manchester City. But do you think they can still win the title this season, or do you think it's a case of carrying this form over and improving for next and really going for it?
I think with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in charge, he's not the most experienced manager in the Prem. Just the last time he was actually manager in the Prem, he was with Cardiff, and that didn't go according to plan.
We know what happened there.
He was only sort of new to the managing style at the minute. This season, I think since Sir Alex Ferguson retired, Ole's definitely been the best manager for Manchester United. Mourinho was good. Van Gaal was a bit of a flop, and so was David Moyes. But since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in, United had about 12 to 14 match winning one or something, and that was including the PSG one. He's won 2 games away at PSG, which I don't think many teams have actually done. He's got United to a Champions League quarter-final. Didn't get through this group stage because the group stage was just that tough. A lot of people underestimated the quality of Istanbul and Leipzig. But apart from Champions League, with regards to the Premier League, it's been brilliant. Certainly better than I expected. I thought at the start of the season, you look at United's squad, United will finish 4th again. We'll probably scrape 4th. I can't believe people still call United Penchester United when Leicester have had more penalties than them. Which I think that's a bit bizarre. But I'm not going to lie. Ole's done well. United have done well. Would I say that we're at the same level as City? No, I wouldn't. Quite frankly, I wouldn't say that we're City's level, because City at the minute, they started off slow and then they've picked it up, and they don't look like losing the league now. I mean, especially after that Liverpool performance.
Yeah, they are on another level.
They were stunning there. So they got 8 points ahead as well if they win that game in hand. So I just think the title's too far away now. But it's a stepping stone for United as to where to go from here. Some good players came in. Bruno's been absolutely brilliant. He's won 4 Premier League Player of the Months. Apart from this month, he's not getting it because He's had a bit of a dip in form recently.
And
Bashford,
Gundogan's been fantastic, so it's going to be hard for anyone to beat him to it this month. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been really good. But overall, I'm happy with how the season's gone. It's better than a lot of people expected. There's United fans who are saying that it's not been a good season, we should be winning the league. I'm like, well, you could say that, but if you look at City's squad, they've got a much better squad on paper and a much better midfield.
What do you think Manchester United need to improve on in the team for next season to get to that level with... Well, it's going to be hard for anyone to get to the level of City, but what do you think they could do to really push for the title?
Well, for starters, get rid of the 80 million fridge.
Harry Maguire?
Yeah.
Yes, I was going to say I don't like Maguire. Sorry if he's watching this, but...
I don't particularly like him either.
I don't think he'll be watching this, but if you are, you're not a great defender. Yeah. So, who would you like to see?
Good at Leicester.
Whether it's he hasn't.
He was good at Leicester City, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, and that's probably why he spent that amount of money on him. And do you think it's because he hasn't got a good centre back partner in, or do you think he just needs replacing out and out?
Lindelof, when he came in, back in I think 2017 or something, maybe 2018, had a terrible game against Huddersfield, which United lost away from home. That was a bit of an embarrassing result. He's improved. I just think the partnership, the fridge and flop partnership, as I call it, because Lindelof and Harry Maguire, as a partnership, it doesn't work well. I think Bailly should be back in there. Dazzer, I think, has been good. I think he's been really hard done by with all the racial abuse he's been receiving, which I think is just disgraceful. There's no need whatsoever. It doesn't matter whether a player's made a mistake or something. You don't do that, quite frankly.
Every player's going to make mistakes.
Eric Bailly is better in defence. I mean, if it was Maguire and Bailly, I've seen Maguire play with Bailly as a partnership, and they work well together. But when it's Maguire and Lindelof, it's a partnership of disaster. It's a nightmare. I think, apart from that, the wide men have been really good. Wan-Bissaka's been brilliant. Luke Shaw, by a country mile, people will say I'm delusional. Best left back in the Premier League this season. I don't think anyone could really, say anything else.
Yeah, he's definitely improved.
You can say what you want about this, but I think he's better than Kieran Tierney.
I'd maybe have to argue with that, but I know where you mean. I know where you mean when you say he's improved, because when you signed Tellers in the summer, everyone immediately thought Luke Shaw's going to lose his place. That'll be the end of his career at United. He won't get in the team over Tellers, but he's kept his place.
Which is good. Which is really good, because he's been stunning for us this season. I don't think he's really put a foot wrong. Might have been once or twice that he has, but he's been getting man of the matches for the last couple of games, really. And if I'm being truthful, if he doesn't get put into the Premier League team of the season, I'll be livid. I'll be absolutely livid, because he's been superb, and he's been a big part in United's title race this season.
Yeah. Last of all, Dazzer, I'd like to thank you for doing this. And the final thing is, do you think Manchester United can maintain the second place position and finish there and have it as like a starting point for what's to come next season?
If we can be more consistent with the results, then yes.
Yeah.
Because there's times where we'll have a good result and then we'll have a bad result. And that needs to stop as soon as possible, because the more bad results you get, the lower in the league you're going to go. I'm going to put it out there for the minute. I think we can probably maintain the second place. We'll have to keep winning the games and actually being more consistent. But I think in reality, we'll probably drop to fourth. I think we'll probably finish fourth. I don't see us dropping out the top four, although at the minute it's anyone's game again. I think all the leagues this season have been incredibly unpredictable.
Because there's none of that home advantage
There's not much,
either.
There's not much to separate the sides really at the minute. I mean, look at Leeds. They're like nearly top 10, even though I had them to finish in the bottom 3. But they're causing a shock, aren't they? So there's a lot of teams who are causing problems this season and that people wouldn't expect to be up there. United, no one expected United to even be in a title race.
Especially when you've got beat 6-1 off Spurs.
Well, I don't even know what happened there. Same day as Liverpool lost 7-2 though, so...
Yeah, that
complaining too much.
That just goes to show football this season. It's been absolutely crazy, no home advantage. I'd argue there isn't, because I think the fans are everything. And I think without the fans, it's anyone's game, and you've just got to look at some of the results.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, Daryl, thank you for doing this, mate, and you're welcome back on again anytime. And I'll leave the link to your channel, and don't forget to listen to Daryl on the radios on Mondays and Fridays. And thank you everyone for listening, and I'll see you next week for a new episode of Baker's Chatcast. Thank you.